Natutulog ba sila sa kangkungan? Nagtatanga-tangahan ba sila o talagang tanga sila? I'm sorry for the word.
So yan mga kababayan, yun ang patikim ni Senador Raffy Tulfo sa kanyang ginawang privilege speech, sa ginawang preliminary session, kung saan napakarami nagsalita pero bukog tangi itong si Senador Raffy Tulfo na ang tinalakan niya itong patungkol sa pagmahal at panay brownout na ginawa ng mga electric cooperative at tinawag niya nga yan, yung mga regulator like yung ERC na sila yung nagko-control, pero kita nyo sinabi niya nagtanga-tangahan o talaga bang tanga sila dahil tila baga wala silang ginawa kasi regulator dapat sila yung ano. So napapansin ko si Senador Raffy Tulfo yung pinakabaguhan dyan. Ang ibang mga senador dyan ay tumanda na at halos namuti ng buhok, pero naisip ito kagad ni Senador Raffy Tulfo. Ito'y patungkol sa ah, kalagayan ng kuryente sa ating bansa. Tapos itong ilang mga senador ay nakisawsaw din na tila baga ay may concern. Pero kung isipin mo, napakatagal na nila sa Senado pero hindi nila naisip ang ganitong mga panukala. So panoorin natin ito mga kababayan, yung privilege speech ni Senador Raffy Tulfo. Ang video na ito credit to Senate Senate plenary session number 7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Senate President, thank you for your astute observation in the situation of our energy industry. When it was known by many that I was given the chairmanship of energy, I was inundated by complaints from many consumers of different electric companies from different provinces. I'm talking about not only by the hundreds, but by the thousands. And what are those complaints? Mostly the brownouts. But of course, the issue of lowering electric rates is very important, and I have to tackle that later on. But for now, it's about the brownouts. This has been lingering for a long time. In some provinces, it has been a decade-long problem that hasn't been addressed, and I don't know why. I don't know what the government agencies that regulate these electric companies are doing. Natutulog ba sila sa kangkungan? Nagtatanga-tangahan ba sila o talagang tanga sila? I'm sorry for the word. But nakakapiko na po talaga because when I was still a broadcaster doing this public service show, Wanted sa radyo, day in and day out, natutulog ba sila sa kangkungan? Nagtatanga-tangahan ba sila o talagang tanga sila? I'm sorry for the word. But nakakapiko na po talaga because when I was still a broadcaster doing this public service show, Wanted sa radyo, day in and day out, I received complaints from regular consumers na yung bang palaging brown out, na piperwisyo na po yung kanilang mga appliances, nasisira po yung kanilang mga refrigerator, meron pa dyan, meron siyang maliit na negosyo, piso net, nagkakabigibagi na dahil patay sindi yung kanilang ilaw, and then meron dyan yung kanilang mga anak, gusto mag-aral sa gabi, hindi nakapag-aral dahil kailangan bumili ng kandila, sometimes walang mabibiling kandila, so they use their cellphone para mailawan yung pag-aaral ng kanilang mga bata. That should not happen anymore. And adding insult to injury, palagi na nga po nagba-brownout, there are some electric cooperatives na meron pong kapal na mukha na maniningil pa po ng mahal at nagbabanta pa kapag hindi nagbayad ng mahal na singil nila, puputulan po sila ng kuryente. And another insult to the consumers, there are some electric companies like Omerco, what's the name of that company, sa Ormeco, sa may Mindoro, hindi na po sila kapagbigay ng maayos na serbisyo sa kanilang bibigay ng kuryente. Mega na pa po silang humingi ng salary increase. When I say salary increase, I'm not talking about cents and pesos. I'm talking about hundreds of pesos. From 70,000, humingi silang increase, gawin silang 150,000 a month.
Agabi.
Hindi ba kakapalan ng mukha yan?
Agabi.
And isa pa, hindi na po silang kapagserbisyo dahil nagka-COVID for the past 2 years. And then come December, then humingi po sila ng bonus. 200% bonus. Napagbigyan. Ang tanong, anong ginagawa ng ERC, ng National Electrification Agency, na siya mga nag-regulate, nag-monitor nitong mga electric cooperative. What are they doing? Why they have approved these increases? Dahil ba sila ay talagang tamad lang? O dahil ba sila ay kaibigan nito mga electric companies? I'm sorry, the good lady Senator Risa Ontiveros here said na kailangan natin tulungan itong mga electric cooperative. And I agree, so that they can give us quality service. I really agree. Pero bago natin sila tulungan, bago sila tulungan ng gobyerno, tulungan muna nila ang mga naghihikaos nating mga consumer. I think that is my stand. Because right now, all over the country, I'm talking about by the dozens of electric cooperatives, are remiss of giving quality service sa kanilang mga consumer at palagi na lang pong brown out. And when it comes to monitoring, I wonder anong ginagawa po ng mga government agencies na sana sila nag-regulate. I don't know what they've been doing at approve lang po sila ng approve. That's why isa po sa mga gagawin ko is kapag nag-renew po ng kanilang mga prangkisa, ito mga electric companies, cooperatives, there has to be a technical review because that has been struck down. Before, nireview po yan ng NEA bago maipasa po sa Kongreso, sa lower house and upper house. Now, wala na po. All or any of the electric companies that would like to have a franchise, all they need to do is just submit to Congress yung kanilang willingness na magkaroon ng electric company, papakita lang na meron silang pera, capable sila na put up a electric company, and then they have a legal technicality know-how. Pero, pero hindi po kasama sa requirement na itong mga electric company na nag-apply, they should have technical know-how. Because some of them, they don't know what they're doing. Basta andar lang sila ng andar, singil ng singil, tama na. Okay. Now, first and foremost, that has to be addressed, Mr. President. I really understand na kailangan mapababa po natin ang presyo ng kuryente, pero for me, talagang yung brownout has to be addressed because even while we speak, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po pumapasok yung mga complaints sa aking radio program by the thousands na sabi ko kanina earlier, and the complaints are mostly brownout. They didn't say na mahal ang singil na kuryente, ayaw na namin dahil pagkamahal-mahal. No, they didn't say that. What they've been saying is, walang problema kung magbabayad kami ng mahal as long as they deliver. Yun po yung, Mr. President, ang nakaka-insulto na panahon na para mabigyan natin ng aksyon. Now, doon naman po sa sinasabi ninyo na kailangan babaan po yung electricity rates. Of course, that is very, very important. I think yung ating mga agencies, government agencies tulad ng ERC, NEA, kailangan po siguro reviewin po yung mga contract. Bakit po sila approve na lang ng increase? Justifiable ho ba yung mga increase na ni-request nito? Nito mga kooperatiba? Nadi-justify ba? O baka naman, ito mga, I'm sorry, mga taga-ERC at NEA, siguro nakapikit kayo nung inaaprubahan nyo yung request ng rate increase. Now, I think it's about time na kailangan ma-review po ang performance nitong mga kooperatiba, what have been they doing, what are they doing, and what has been done para ma-address yung mga problema, especially sa brownout. Kasi before we talk about them increasing, asking for increase, 18 pesos, may 19 pesos, dapat ma-address nila muna ang problema sa brownout. Mabalik po tayo dun sa, Mr. President, dun po sa Mindoro. Humingi po ng 900 million pesos subsidy ang kooperatiba from the national government. 900,000 pesos na manggagaling po sa gobyerno at yung pera ibibigay sa kanilang gobyerno manggagaling po sa consumer. So before na mabigyan sana yan sila ng ganong klaseng increase, maaprubahan. Pero while I am the committee chairman on energy, haharangin ko po yan Walang increase na may bibigay o walang subsidy na may bibigay na by the millions, even by the billions sa mga kooperatiba nang hindi po sila talagang nagigisa muna and they have to justify kung talagang karapat-dapat na sila mabigyan ng increase. Now, Mr. President, Mr. Senate President, bilang pagtugon po sa inyo pong privilege speech, this is what I'm going to do. In support of your privilege speech, I have passed just this morning a resolution to investigate the electric cooperatives that pass on the cost to the consumers. I will make sure to hold liable all those in our government that approve without prior proper study to how it affects the consumers of electricity. I will schedule at the soonest possible time the hearing of this investigation in aid of legislation to make sure the Senate as a body addresses the need of the people. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Senate President.
Ginoong Pangulo, napapasalamat po ako sa Chairman ng Committee on Energy sa aksyon na gagawin niya tungkol dito sa usapin pagbaba ng presyo ng kuryente and to give efficient service to the people all over the country, lalo na pagtigil nitong blackouts and brownouts. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, I just can't help but also comment on the importance of having an effective regulator, which is the Energy Regulation Commission. No? And I think we really need to do something about it. Obviously, I just feel uncomfortable hearing what is happening, for example, in my region, in the province of Nueva Ecija, wherein they doubled the rates of electricity. And I was told, Mr. President, that some rice mills have already closed down. Because you can just imagine if you are dependent on electricity. So this is a big concern. Anyway, Mr. President,
Before we recognize the next interpolator, just to add also, Ginoong Pangulo, sa sinabi ni Chairman, our dear Chairman of the Committee on Energy, Senator Raffy Tulfo, remember that a franchise is not a right. It is a privilege given to an entity like an electric cooperative or a company to run that service. Pag nakita po natin na hindi maganda ang serbisyo na ibinigay ng kumpanya na yan or electric co-op na yan, pwede pong bawiin yan. Because under the creation of the granting of a franchise, it is not a right, it is a privilege. So, ang tinitignan natin, yung overlying theme ay natutulungan ba nila yung tao, nakahirapan ng tao, nagagampanan ba nila ang kanilang tungkulin bilang isang electric company or cooperative. Kaya nga nung vinito po yung, with due respect, na-veto po yung Davao Power and Light, alam po ni Senator Bato na merong mga lugar doon, at alam ko din po kasi taga Mindanao po ako, na remiss ang electric cooperative, napakamahal. Where in the city, I think it is 9 pesos or 8 pesos, sa labas po ng service area na yun ay 14 o 15 na. In a matter of 5 minutes, paglabas mo, 15 pesos na kaagad ang increase ng kuryente. Kaya, yung mga iba't ibang mga bayan at syudad sa labas ng Davao City, hindi umaasenso. Yung Samal Island City, napakaganda. We all know Samal is a beautiful place. Pero bakit nakalukluk pa sila sa kahirapan? Hindi po umaasenso ang Samal. Dahil nga, double ang price ng kuryente sa Samal, and you just go with the Roro across to Davao City, napakamura. Kaya sabi ko nga, even the electric cooperatives, when they apply for their franchise, kasi hindi na po automatic ang renewal ng franchise ng kooperatiba. They were given, under the amendment to the EPIRA, they were given a 15-year leeway. But after that 15 years, malapit na, ang iba, malapit na mag-expire the next few years. They will have to go back to Congress. It is not automatic that they will be renewed. Sabihin ng congressman doon na, sama ng trabaho nyo doon. Hindi ako papayag. Hindi papasok si private corporation, private company, or another entity. That's why they have to improve their services. And we're not saying that all of them are bad. per se. There are some good ones, but they have to convince their consumers, their representatives, na maganda ang serbisyo nila. Kasi kung hindi, tepok po ang kanilang prangkisa. Pagdating nila dito, hindi sila bibigyan yan sa iba. Di ba po? So, I'm glad that Senator Raffy Tulfo pointed that out. And I'm just saying, as former chairman of the Committee on Legislative Franchises, having a franchise is not a right, it is a privilege given by government. Thank you po.
So nakakalungkot lang sa huling part ng ating video biglang pumasok itong si Mig Subere, no? Na isa sa mga matagal na rin na maging senador. Paulit-ulit na rin naging senador, pero ang tanong natin ay bakit hindi nila naisip ito? 'Di ba? Minsan pumapasok sa isipan natin na itong mga senador iba diyan ay parang protector ng electric cooperative at kumikita din doon. Tingnan mo ha, si Raffy Tulfo lang yung nakaisip nito. Samantala, napakarami nila. 24 sila dyan sa Senado. Pero bukong tanging si Raffy Tulfo lamang ang nakakaisip nitong ganitong resolusyon. Tapos, ang lakas nilang loob magsalita-salita ngayon, itong si Mig Subere, nakikisaw-saw. Pero bakit hindi niya naisip ito? Diba? Nakakapagtaka talaga minsan eh. Yan lang mo ating video mga kababayan.